Man, so I got to speak at a shelter today. I had got invited to go speak at this shelter about like maybe 2 weeks ago. And I just remember thinking about it and, being asked like, hey, like, do you need a laptop for a presentation? Here's some information about some of our residents. Uh, are you gonna plan? Are you gonna boom boom? And I just remember thinking to myself like, nah, I'm not gonna plan. I'm not gonna write nothing down. I'm not gonna do none of that. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna show up with nothing, with no plan. I'm gonna trust that, I'm gonna take this opportunity to have faith in God and allow him and practice allowing God to take over every single atom of my body and speak through me. Um, and I remember the day of coming around and starting to think like, damn, maybe I should have planned something like, what if I say something that sends people down a wrong rabbit hole? Like, what if all this different stuff, right? And I really started talking to myself. I'm like, bro, if you really have faith in God and Him using your body as a vessel, go in there with nothing. Go in there with nothing. You see what I'm saying? Go in there without anything. And I remember driving there and usually I like to close my hands and pray. You feel me? I like to because I think things have to be done a certain way. But as I'm driving, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just talk. I'm not gonna close my eyes. I'm not gonna close my hands. I'm gonna just talk out loud. And I remember asking God, like, whatever you want me to say, whatever needs to come out of me, you feel what I'm saying? Whatever needs to be said, take over every atom of my body and become and use my vessel and deliver the most positive impact or whatever that looks like, that allows them to understand that where they are does not determine their value as a human being. Uh, Whatever's going to give them the extra strength to survive, whatever's going to give them the extra strength to push forward, um, deliver that and speak that through me. You know what I mean? And man, I just remember while I'm talking to God, I'm just talking, asking for these signs. And I realized as I'm talking, God gave me the answer through me talking. And that was to not go there and talk to them, but go there and talk with them. You know what I mean? So, I didn't stand in front of the audience. I really just sat down. I took a seat and I wanted to talk to them and have a conversation with them. And some of the things I learned, I want to say like probably the most important thing that I probably learned was that sometimes people just they just want to express. And sometimes that's all they need is for somebody that genuinely wants to hear them and talk to them. And I think about the world and I think about, as somebody who's been homeless myself for years at a time in my teenage years, you feel what I'm saying? Some of the most transformative times of my life. Um, I start to realize like, damn, there's these people at the top or these people with all this, the access and the resources and these people controlling the banks, they really don't understand the individuality of human beings. They don't. They don't see people as people. They see people as expendable. And I'm listening to people talk and the profound things that are coming from them. The just the wisdom and the relatability and us just bouncing off of each other having these conversations. And still through listening to them finding what I'm supposed to say through listening to them. And really being able to connect with them because I've experienced these things. There was a lady that even brought up the fact that she feels like she's Job. She feels like she's in her Job arc. And it was so funny because if you've been on the channel, you've seen me talk about, our last Sunday video was Absol and Job. And I remember using that point to really break it down and learning, being a little nervous to bring up religion, but then remembering that I'm allowing God to speak through me so I can't hesitate. And really talking about the story of Job and making sure every room understood that even if they weren't religious, even if they don't believe in God, even if something else is where they are, that all these things are connected. And then I finally understood why I've been making these Sunday videos. Because when everybody realizes that everything is connected, we can have real conversations with each other regardless of what we believe. There was somebody in there that said they were I forgot what the word is, but like pagan, essentially, and they're more spiritual than religious, and that that's the family they grew up in, and it was just like, however, we were all having these cordial conversations where we were meeting each other on the same level, and just seeing how, man, bro. And another thing that came to me was really thinking back to when I was a kid, because of the experiences that I grew up living in, especially my household. I wanted to make a difference in the world. Like when I was young, when I was really young, I'm talking like I recognized this at like 6, and I know at a time I got away from that. But that feeling that I got being in there and just talking to people, it really took me back to, I'm like, damn, like I really am just a vessel. That's it. It's not about me. You know what I'm saying? Like constantly reminding yourself that like it's so much bigger than what we think it is. Like, and really coming to terms with the fact that, man, I'm just such a small speck on this globe, like, but that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I got this tattoo. And if you watch Attack on Titan, then you know where this is from, but this the only tattoo I got. I don't got no other tattoos. And the tattoo it says because I was born into this world. And basically what essentially that means to me is that regardless of what I have or what I don't have or what I accomplish, accolade, whatever, if I ever need something as a reminder for why it's worth to continue to fight, why it's worth persevering and pushing through, this tattoo reminds me that this is the answer to everything. To everything. Because I was born into this world. Whenever you feel worthless, whenever you feel like it's not worth it, it's too hard, it's too difficult. Why does God do this? Why does God always remember that your value is inherently given to you because you were born? You're automatically special because you were born. That's all you need in this world is to remember that. That these things that we go through, like all of this stuff is man-made. All of this stuff. What you should have, what you shouldn't have, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. But this is the crux to it all. No matter what you go through, no matter what, even the mistakes that you've made, even if you've hurt other people, even whatever, at the end of the day, you're special because you were born into this world. And I genuinely felt like by the end of that conversation, that was something that was understood in that room. Everybody was going through their own things. Older people, younger people, everybody was really going through their things. But the one thing we all came to an agreement on was you are special because you were born into this world. And that's all you need. You don't need nothing else. I remember driving on the way back, like playing Trapped by Tupac and then playing White Man's World by Tupac and just crying. Tell the babies how I love them, precious boys and girls born black in this white man's world. Like, and that got nothing to do with race and all the different stuff. But what I was feeling was just not even just about race, but just people, bro. People. There's so many special people in this world. Everybody. 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 And so many of those people get swept under the rug. So many of those people get especially in this country, you know, especially medically, without universal health care. Like, there's so many people who are going through things with their bodies and their minds. And this government won't help them. They won't help them. They won't help them. I just think, how many people can we not see? How many people are we not able to see out there that don't have a voice? They do have a voice, but they don't. And you know what I mean by that. I don't got to explain. I was going to correct myself, but you know what I mean. And also, I say all this to say, like, if there are any other events in the city where y'all look, you know, for anybody that live in Arizona or got a program going on in Arizona or whatever that you would like me to come speak at, tap in. And my thing is, you gotta go straight where it's at. I can get on here and talk about all this stuff all day. I can get on here and talk about this stuff all day. But something in me was like, what am I gonna do though? And many people in my life tell me, like, yeah, you've done this, you've done that, but what am I gonna do today? You know what I mean? Like, and going into it as a student, not even as a teacher, like, not even going into it thinking I got something that something that I got is so valuable that I can give to them. And I think that there is something I gave to them, is the fact that from where I was to where I am today, what happened in between that? What was that about? It's about changing my mindset and switching my mindset. And that sounds so cliche, but to really break it down for real though, and for them to understand it and feel it and tell me that, you know, I'm glad, like, people think it's just a switch, but you can tell people care when they actually experienced it, when they know it's not just a switch, it's a process. And just letting people talk, just letting people express themselves, because sometimes that's all people need, bro. Sometimes that's all people need, man. And like, I can't be on here just getting on, you know what I mean? What can I do for real? Like, I got such a gift in my music, you know, and my ability to speak and speak into my music. It's like, I got all this music in the stash and I'm always waiting for the right time and waiting for but it's like, who cares about all that shit, man? People need to hear something. And I can't get on here talking about hip hop and the importance of hip hop and all that shit, and I'm not even using my own gift. Fuck the numbers and all that boom, 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 and doing it the right way and not releasing because this is, no, like, people need to hear something. And you can do this too, no matter what you can just going up to somebody and talking to them. Walking up to you driving by, you don't got no cash on you, but what can you give this person? Will you get out of your car and hug that person and pray for them and talk to them? Sometimes all they need is to be seen. I don't know what was the point of this video. But this paper I got up here was the program that I went and spoke to. I want to appreciate how I got invited. Shout out to A New Leaf, man. I got so much love and respect for A New Leaf. I actually worked for A New Leaf before my content started paying my bills and stuff like that. I worked at A New Leaf, and I got to see what they were doing. You know what I mean? To help the community, housing people, helping people get they documents together and stuff like that. And I got to work there and see. And so I'm just always honored. Yo, check this out. The irony that I was at this exact same facility the year before. And I wasn't staying there, but in this program I went to called Live For You, where I've learned so much, I really, I got, a lot of y'all don't know, but at Live For You, you know what I'm saying, is where I unlearn my limiting beliefs and unlearn these things that held me back in my life. Where I learned that it really is all perspective, and not in the cliche way. And that led to me and my friends going out and raising money to give to a program. And the program was A New Leaf. And this was in Building A. A year later, I went to go talk in Building B. Like, man, bro, I don't know. For anybody that's still watching, you don't stop waiting. That's all I'm saying. Whatever it is in life, stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for the credentials. Stop waiting for proof to know you as you are right now. If you feel like you want to do something and you want to, go do it. It don't gotta be grandiose and all the different. Go talk to somebody. Search for the people that don't have voices. Search for the people who, or not, don't have voices, but silence their voice, or their voice has been silenced. Go talk to them. Go talk to your mom, your family. Make that right. If you see this video, take this opportunity. Go make it right with your family today, right now. Fuck all the pride. Fuck all the boom, boom. Go make it right. But this program was called Groceries and Growth at A New Leaf. And they provided free groceries, right? They got donation from Waste Not. And the program was, they'll have a special guest come and have a conversation and share an uplifting and inspiring message. So the groceries was at 10 a.m. The speakers at 11 a.m. So if you in Phoenix and you got any form of, you know what I'm saying, a platform or whatever, whatever it is, go tap in with A New Leaf, man, and go share your voice, go share your story. That was the first thing I did. I shared my story to let them know, like, I'm here with you, and I feel y'all. Y'all not alone, and really, I love y'all. That's how I felt seeing them. I didn't know none of them, but I loved them. Just like I love all of y'all. Just like I love all the people that don't want me to win and don't want me to succeed. I love y'all too. Because I know what the world is and what it made of. And 9 times out of 10, that's just, you know what I mean? Just like when Tupac said in that interview, he said that he can't go back to the hood because people want to rob him. But that's only because they need something. People want to rob him because there's not enough. That's the type of empathy and compassion we could walk around on this earth with, man. I don't know what this video is about or what it's for. I just know that whether it's 500 views or whatever, somebody gonna watch this and feel something. You know, and for all the people that's been asking me, where's the music? Where's the project? You too talented not to be putting music out. I got you. I've been working behind the scenes, boom, boom, boom. But, you know, sometimes you get too caught up in trying to do things the right way. And yeah, I'm taking this opportunity while I still got both of my feet, both of my legs, both of my arms. I got my voice, I got my lungs, I can breathe, I can wake up and smell the air and see the sky and be able-bodied. Why would I not use my gifts on this planet Earth? Disrespectful. That's disrespectful to not only to God for giving them to me, but to the world. That's disrespectful. And man, thank you to anybody that's still watching this, bro. You feel me? Shout out to A New Leaf for inviting me. I'm gonna be doing a lot more. I want to do this anywhere I can now. Anywhere I can relate. Where if you watching this and you in Arizona, really anywhere, I'll travel for real. I'll travel. I don't need to be paid. I don't need to be nothing. If everything's set up right and the dates make sense, I'll travel to a nearby state or a nearby city. And just, yeah. You feel me? But man, and now later today, I'm about to go to this thing called Poetic Soul in Phoenix and do poetry for the first time live. Yeah, I am. So if you got gifts, go do something about it. Enjoy it, practice it, whatever. Just do something with it. I appreciate y'all, man. Like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here, especially if you've been here. I'm gonna catch y'all.